books, can't escape from the team. Cold up morning steam, it's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right. And can you believe it? What we just saw seconds ago. You're watching it. I'm watching it. You guys are probably giving a standing ovation right now to this old veteran. What a comeback from game point there. Saved more break points and won the point, and now here trying to break for the match. But wow, what an effort there by Novak Djokovic just seconds ago to win that game down 40 love, to rally back and win it and take control of this match. What an unbelievable match. Two great matches tonight, but right now a little bit of desperation settling in for Jannik Sinner as Novak Djokovic about to pull off a huge upset here tonight, this morning, late night, over in Australia right now. What a point that was. And Novak Djokovic here, an 8-1 dog here in this match, pulling closer here. It's close, man. The drama, just when you think he's felt it all, he needs a rest every time he wins the point. Just a great match. Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Friday. We've got some NBA. We've got some college basketball. We've got one game on the ice. It won't be a long show. It'll be a fun show, and be a fun couple of minutes here with you guys watching Novak Djokovic here try to hang on here. As Sinner will probably win this point, and then it'll be Djokovic serving for the match. What a match. It's Penn, and I'm totally stunned. I didn't see it coming. I thought he wouldn't have. Yes, he's saved his energy here over the last couple of days, but I mean, Jannik Sinner, you saw all of the things he has on the line with his recent Grand Slam success here as well. So, wow, could Djokovic advance? This is only the semifinal. We saw that other great final here last night as well with Alcaraz defeating Sasha Zverev in 5 sets as well. That one it was the third longest match in Grand Slam history. I think that's what they said, maybe just Australian Open history, but it doesn't matter. It was a thriller here right now, and they're having a terrific point here as Sinner does get the game and makes it 5-4, but we're going to get Djokovic to serve for the match here in the other semifinal. What an effort here. All right. We'll try to find some things to talk about here for a couple of minutes. Let this tennis match wind down. We'll try to recap some of the action from yesterday. Another strong day here for us on the show. Hopefully you had a great day as well, and we'll get you ready for the action here on Friday. Say hello to the folks in the chat here as we get rolling along, and we'll preview those games here. We've got 8 in the NBA, I believe, one on the ice, and some college basketball as well. Hello to Nick Handy in there. Nuke is here. Blake is here. Greg's ready to get at it right now as well. He had his winners here for yesterday. Robert did get it done yesterday. Greg's hockey winners are in there. And Robert said he had some ugly teams, but got it done. AOD thrilled with it, ready for his Pistons here after the loss there last night in that game to Phoenix. I don't want to say it like that. Like I said, I want to call it like it is there with the Pistons yesterday. They did get rocked there a little bit, but they'll be back. Suns got the win there yesterday, and Nuke says warming up there. Maybe I think it's warming up. And what are the Bucks going to do? What is going to happen to Giannis? What's going to happen here at the trade deadline? And there's AOD is ready to go here. Nuke pretty watching this excitement. Man, Blake took him as a dog. Nuke's ready for the basketball today. D-Money, good morning. And Nick Handy, talking about those Sabres, man, that was one game. I had a loss there. I went with the Kings. I had some ugly losses, actually, but I still had a good day. I guess I took too many of those chances. Hey, look at me. Look who I'm taking. That probably should have done that. But we did have some winners here on the morning steam yesterday, including the Bucks and the Wizards game to go under in that 109-99 win over Washington there yesterday. Also a winner here on the show with the Rockets and the Hawks to go under 104-86. Rockets got the win in that one. Also, morning steam winner yesterday, we had the Phoenix Suns as our play here on the morning steam show, and we got it done with Minnesota rocking Oklahoma City as an underdog yesterday. Also, Miami and the Bulls, that right-in game, we had the under there as well. So, hey, that's a pretty good day right there on the show. 5-3 there anyway with our selections there in the NBA. NHL, we also brought several winners here. I'm just watching the last points, if you don't mind here. Really making it tough on center here, Djokovic. Oh, just out. Hey, we had some winners here yesterday in hockey as well. We had the Winnipeg Jets and Tampa Bay Lightning game to go under yesterday. That was a winner for us here on the show, 4-1. The Lightning got the win. Morning steam winner with the Utah Mammoth against Carolina on the puck line. They did get it done there. We also had Montreal over Colorado, 7-4 and a 7-3 in a high-scoring game. We had the Boston Bruins as our winner yesterday here, 6-3. They rocked Philadelphia. Also, morning steam winner. Islanders and Rangers game to go under and 2-1 win for the Islanders on the road. Capitals and Red Wings over was a winner here, 4-3. I've told you we kept rolling here a little bit. Yesterday, also Sharks and Oilers game to go over. We had that one in the 4-3 win for Edmonton. They came back from 3-0 down and ended up winning that game. Also, we had the Seattle Kraken winner over Toronto yesterday, 5-2 for a morning steam winner here. It's match point right now. Double match point for Novak Djokovic. And what an effort and what a comeback tonight. I really thought after that first set that Novak would go down and probably not even cover the game spread here. But Djokovic just moments away here possibly from wrapping this one up on this potential final rally. Hey, everyone, you can get more picks from me here when you go to winnable.com/Ramon. I'll have some premium pick winners here for you. Hopefully today we're able to bring home some premium picks yesterday with my picks over at winnable.com. Did have our premium pick in the NBA did win with the Thunder and the Timberwolves game to go over last night was our premium NBA winner. Also, a mixed bag in college basketball last night. We did have some winners, Appalachian State over Southern Miss laying the points. We also had the over with Abilene Christian and Utah Tech. Also had a winner with the game there yesterday with the Penguins and the Blackhawks game to go over. That was our VIP winner there yesterday. Also, college basketball winners Mercer -11 over Greensboro, Drexel -4.5 over Hampton, but had some ups and downs for sure there yesterday. Farmers Insurance Open got underway. We did see a little bit of a mixed bag on the leaderboard. Remember, they play the 2 courses early in the week, but right now, got Justin Rose, a little bit of throwback here leading. He's performed well at Torrey Pines before. Rosie on top by a stroke there at Torrey Pines. So, man, they're going to Deuce here. Sinner's hanging on with his teeth here. Wow. All right, we got to get going with the show, but I'm just kind of stalling a little bit here with the match going on, if you don't mind. And let me just continue to recap a little bit some of the action, maybe in some of the news from yesterday. Illinois beat Washington 75-66 for their 10th straight win there yesterday for the Illini. Strong performance there. Montana over Portland State 74-70. The Vikings were handed their first loss in 8 games in Big Sky play. Liberty improved to 10-0 in Conference USA with a win 81-65 over Middle Tennessee. Iowa State rocked Colorado by 30. They scored 30 while Colorado just had 4 points. It was 30-4 in that game. They continued on to win by 30. They couldn't do any better than that after the 30-4 start. Furman over Samford 78-73, and Cal State Northridge beat Cal Davis 84-78. And we did have some morning steam winners yesterday here, as well as Novak Djokovic has just won the Australian Open semifinal, and just amazing. The crowd is beside themselves. It's an emotional moment here for the veteran Djokovic over Jannik Sinner tonight in Melbourne here. Wow, what an effort by Djokovic. He's got to do it again in the final, but I don't know. It might still be just worth it here to see him win this semifinal. Here as he'll be going up against Carlito in the final now. But just what a moment here for Djokovic, just taking a moment on the court after the win, and what a performance, huh? Wow. All right, I think that's enough, but we did have some morning steam winners. College of Charleston and Hofstra game. The 2-go under was our morning steam winner yesterday in college basketball. We lost both those parlays, so put that on the back burner probably today. And also brought home a winner. We did have Northridge in that game against Davis, the aforementioned match there. And we'll just get rolling now that this one's all done. We get started with the show. Give me your reaction. Reaction in the chat to the performance. Use the promo code STEAM to save 20% off those premium pick packages of mine here on Friday. We'll try to roll a little bit with college basketball and more when you go to winnable.com/Ramon. All right. A few more comments, and what a performance there. We're just seeing the finish to the match. Okay. Hey, everyone, like this video, subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube, fastest growing sports betting channel on YouTube. Fernando is here as well. Terrell mentioned it. We were on top of that Giddy situation yesterday here. That's why you joined me, hopefully, on the morning steam. We keep track of those injuries, get you ahead of the game. Greg says, don't be going against those Buffalo Sabres. You always go with them. Why would you go against them? I know. And what other was some other dumb team I went with? I don't want to call the teams dumb, but what was another? Philadelphia over Boston? What was I thinking? I'm just trying to show off there, and Boston is going to crush them every time, huh? Hello to Stop Geo today. Trevor says Sinner lost the match. Oh my goodness. And I think that's going to do it for the chat. Let's get rolling with the previews and the show. Like I said, we can take care of this one in a relatively short order, it feels like, here today. And we'll get you started right now with the action here in the NBA on Friday. And let's go to the matchups. Started off here now. We've got a few time changes here in the NBA here tonight. And we'll start off here with the Lakers on the road taking on the Wizards. This one at 7:10 Eastern, 4:10 Pacific time. It's moved to top of the board though because the Raptors and the Magic are now at, 7:40 Eastern here tonight. For the Lakers here, they come in having won 4 of their last 6 games coming into this one. For Washington, they've lost 9 of their last 11 coming in right now, but they've won 2 straight. Those are the 2 they've won. They had a 9-game losing streak before that. Now they've won 2 in a row here all of a sudden. Wizards with wins over Portland and Milwaukee for a little winning streak here right now. So they're getting the points, and they're 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games, despite several losses here right now. I can't hear Djokovic. I can only imagine he's blaming the crowd and telling them, "How dare you even think about rooting against me?" I don't want to give him too hard of a time, but probably saying, he's a little bit miserable sometimes, but he deserves the plaudits here. All right, for the Lakers here, they are 16-11 against the spread as a favorite right now. Lakers are 4-2 against the spread in their last 6 games overall. Lakers have lost the last 6 meetings to Washington in the series. Lakers have gone under in 5 of their last 6. Washington's gone under in 4 of their last 5 games. 6 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams have gone over, actually. They have not yet met here this season, but the Lakers have been the team that's been winning the games in this series of late. They swept the 2 games here. They swept the 2 games last year and covered them both as favorites. So see what you think here in this one with the Lakers and Washington as we get the morning steam show started here today. I know what I like in this one. I'm taking the under here with the Lakers and the Wizards tonight. But let's get your comments in the chat here in this one. All right, M the Great is here today. And right, Terrell, the problem here is if you can't find a trading partner, who are you going to trade with right now? I think we're having some problems getting, if they want to trade Giannis. It does feel like they're having some, problems finding anyone who can give them a fair trade package. Probably going to see Giannis just stay right here. Look, he loves Milwaukee. I understand it all. I don't know, sometimes you got to wonder here what the deal is a little bit with why is he looking to be dealt? Why is he looking to move on? Yes, we all want to win a title. He carried the team to that title before. You do need some supporting cast. I just don't know what else to say right now with the Giannis situation. All right, the Gibson ratings are here, and it's got the Lakers here, I think, winning and covering right now. He's got them by 11. And Robert likes the under with me here in this one. I'll go under with the Lakers and the Wizards. Okay. Hey, you guys are welcome to comment in the chat. That's what this show is all about. When you comment or make any kind of pick in the chat, you're eligible for a contest and win my free picks over there, my premium picks actually over there at winnable.com. So do want to hear from you in the chat. I'd like to see a few more comments in there. I know we got a light card today. I would imagine here might be a little bit slow going here maybe with our crew, but it's starting to pick up a little bit. Maybe trade Giannis for Cat. Get rid of one trade guy for the other, I guess, huh? All right, Chris Warren's here today as well. There's 9 legacy, Lakers spread, Wizards team total under. I think that's what that says. Next up. All right, time change here too. 7:40 Eastern, 4:40 Pacific with the Toronto Raptors on the road. Taking on the Orlando Magic. Yeah, the Magic here favored by 1.5. Total 219.5 or so here in this one. For Toronto, they come in here having had their 4-game winning streak snapped last time out with a loss to the Knicks at home, 119-92. They actually got smacked around in that one, but they were on a 4-game winning streak before that. Meanwhile, Orlando, they were on a 4-game losing streak before they knocked off Miami, 133-124 on the road as a 3.5-point underdog. So you had one team on a winning streak and lost, and the other team on a losing streak and won. These two teams did meet back in December, and Toronto won it 107-106 at home as a 1.5-point dog. So they'll meet a couple more times here this season, but here we go with this one with Toronto taking on Orlando. Toronto continues to be a pretty decent cover, 15-10 against the spread on the road, 13-8 against the spread as a dog. Meanwhile, Orlando, not so much. They are 12-21 against the spread as a favorite, 10-13 against the spread at home. Toronto has one in cover, that obviously 4 of their last 5, and Orlando's gone 1-4 straight up and against the spread in their last 5. Orlando's gone 12-6 straight up in their last 18 games. Overall, coming into this one, Toronto's gone under in 6 of their last 9 games, and 6 of the last 7 games between these two teams have gone under. Toronto's 9-16 to the under on the road, and Orlando does trend a little bit under as well right now. So let's hear from you in the chat and see what you think here in this one between Toronto and Orlando. All right, they wouldn't let us see what Djokovic wrote in the glass there. I wonder if it was something we shouldn't have seen. Maybe you saw it for just a second. Maybe that was just they just missed it, but it seemed like they cut away right away from that. Not sure what was going down there. All right, let's see here. Public Enemy says Magic and the Raptors under. Robert is on Orlando here at home. Public Enemy also Raptors money line, D-money on the Raptors here. Gibson ratings have this one fairly close here, but he does have Toronto winning as a slight underdog there at home. Raptors ATS here for 9 legacy. Raptors game to go under for Chris Warren. We do is here right now. And he had Williams College last night. I don't know who they were playing, but and Kane Hurst is here. He likes the Magic in this one. Greg will take the Raptors on the money line, and I'll go under here in this one. Another under for me with the Raptors and the Magic. So it'll be one of those nights here, possibly. All right. Greg says Toronto coming off the Knicks. Blowout, take them. All right, Trailblazers and the Knicks here. NBA action for Friday night with Portland on the road. Underdog here. The Knicks favored by 7, maybe 7.5, 225 here. But this one's gone down for sure. Overnight, couple of points, it feels like. The Knicks come in here with 4 straight victories right now. Wins for New York here over Brooklyn, Philadelphia, Sacramento, and Toronto. They've covered them all, including 3 of them. They were favored in the game, and they did get the money in those games. So just a good run here for the Knicks right now. Do have a couple of injuries here to be concerned with in this one. With Avdija here for the Trailblazers. He is questionable here, and I don't know if he's going to make it. Josh Hart, questionable for the Knicks. Miles McBride, questionable as well. Robert Williams, questionable for the Trailblazers here. For the Blazers, they come in here on a 3-game losing streak with losses to Toronto, Boston, and Washington. They did cover against Boston. They were getting 8.5 in that one, and they were able to get the money in a 102-94 loss. They covered by 0.5 point. Portland is 19-11 against the spread as an underdog, but the Knicks are 17-8 against the spread at home. They're in their element really at home. That's kind of where they've done their best work overall. So, hey, we do have a little bit of steam to report here anyway. How about it? Let me just squeeze one in here. Haven't had any steam yet. Almost forgot it existed. Dartmouth and Yale, steam to the under with Yale up there, number one in the Ivy League here for sure. Steam to the under in this one. It was 156. Looks like we're down to 154 here right now in this game between Dartmouth and Yale there. So a little bit of steam to the under in this one with Dartmouth and Yale. It's down to 153.5 right now. Steam came in on the under with first place Yale and Dartmouth in the Ivy League. Okay, so continue on though here with this one. Portland and the Knicks. Want to hear from you in the chat. See what you have in this one. Cover some of the trends and streaks here overall for these two. For Portland here, they have covered in 10 of their last 14 games overall, although they've dropped 6 straight to the Knicks and gone just 5-10 against the spread in the last 15 matchups with the Knicks over the last 7+ years here. The Knicks have won and covered 4 of their last 5, actually, going under in 6 straight games. 4 of the last 5 games between these two teams have gone under. And let's see what you have here in this one. Portland is 10-20 to the under as an underdog this season, although the Knicks 13-12 to the over at home. They did play here just a couple of weeks ago, almost 3 weeks ago, actually. It was 123-114. Portland got the win in that one Knicks got the win at Portland in that one. There we go. But let's hear from you in the chat, maybe in this one between the Blazers and the Knicks here on Friday night. Looks a little, a little shy on the number here for a Knicks team that kind of keeps on rolling, keeps on keeping on here, it feels like right now. And, the Portland, look, they're on a road trip here right now. This is their third straight road game here, playing Boston and Washington. The Knicks, meanwhile, they've had kind of an awkward schedule here. They kind of going back and forth between home and away, actually. Been kind of busy with the travel with just one game stop, come home, one game stop, come home. So, all right, we'll go to the chat, though, here in this one. Then I'll make my pick, I think, afterwards. Here we go. Let's see here. Terrell's going with me in this one. D-Money likes the Knicks here. Lay it. The Gibson ratings here has the Knicks, I think, here today. Bobby Mack likes the under in this one. Fernando on the Knicks here. Lay it. Also leaning Blazers, team total under. Public Enemy likes the under in this one. Chris Warren liking the under as well. 9 Legacy likes the Knicks on the spread here in this one. That total just keeps going down here, like open 227-ish here on the overnight. So, all right, I'll make my call here in this one between the Knicks and the Trailblazers. Yeah, Bija is kind of a wild card here. This is one even I might want to, take the wait and see approach with his injury tonight. But I'm going to try the Knicks here to cover at home against the Blazers. Blazers might be in their element a little bit here, but the Knicks, obviously, like I said, this is where they've kind of had some success is at home. Man, the Blazers are a good underdog, no doubt about it, at 19-11, but they are just 12-12 against the spread on the road. That's where the Knicks are 17-8 here at home, and I'll lay 7. All right, next up, the Kings are on the road here, taking on the Celtics tonight. Friday night action here in Boston. with the Celtics favored by 11 here. Total 220. Give the Kings some credit. They do find ways to sometimes cover these big numbers right now, despite the fact that they're mired in an extended losing streak right now for the Kings. They've actually dropped 7 in a row here coming in. Sacramento's just 2-5 against the spread in their last 7 games. They did get a couple of covers here against Philadelphia last time out, last night, as a matter of fact, in the 113-111 loss. They were getting 10.5, so they are on the back-to-back. Boston, meanwhile, comes in here off of a loss at home to Atlanta, 117-106. They also lost at Chicago a couple of games back. They've actually dropped 2 of their last 3 and failed to cover in 4 straight right now. But can the Kings muster it up here on the road? In the back-to-back. They did get the money yesterday, but the Kings have dropped the spread in 7 of the last 9 matchups to Boston overall. Boston's won 13 of their last 20, but are just 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games coming into this one. Boston under here in 5 of their last 6 and 8 of their last 10. They've also gone under in 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams. They did play their first meeting of the season back on New Year's Day. It was 120-106 in favor of the Celtics on the road. They got the win. They got the money. And Sacramento here, they've gone over in 4 of their last 6 games, but they're 20-25 to the under as a dog. Boston 13-20 to the under as a favorite, 9-13 to the under at home. Let's go to the chat here and see what you have in this one tonight with the Celtics at home, laying 11 here. Here we go with the chat all-stars. Chris Warren, I think he likes the under. That was the last game there. There we go. 9 Legacy. Though that was the last game too. Here we go. Robert's on the under here in this one with the Kings and the Celtics here. Kings might be tired, says Fernando. And let's see here. Fernando, team total under for the Kings. And Greg says Boston off of a loss means a blowout. I think he likes them to blow them out, and I do too. I'm going to take Boston here in this one, and I'm going to lay some more points tonight with the Celtics at home. All right, next up, Memphis Grizzlies on the road taking on the New Orleans Pelicans. Memphis has dropped 4 straight coming in. They haven't really looked very good doing it. Losses to Atlanta, New Orleans, Houston, and Charlotte. They did get the money against Houston in a 108-99 loss, getting 11 points on the road, but a little bit of a tough spell once again here for Memphis. New Orleans, meanwhile, has looked pretty decent here. They did just cover against OKC despite a 8-point loss, 9-point loss on the road. But before that, they had wins and covers over Memphis and over San Antonio here. Memphis has gone just 4-10 against the spread in their last 14 games. They've lost 5 of their last 6 overall. New Orleans, meanwhile, 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games. They also had a cover against Houston in a loss. They did lose to Detroit, 112-104 back on the 21st. New Orleans, though, is a favorite for just the 5th time this season. They're 4-0 against the spread as a favorite this year are the New Orleans Pelicans, and Memphis as an underdog are 9-18 ATS. Memphis has covered 7 of the last 10 meetings between the two teams. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Memphis has gone over in 4 of 6, although New Orleans has gone under in 4 of their last 5 games. So see what you have here tonight in this one with Memphis and New Orleans here in New Orleans. And New Orleans here is 15-11 to the over at home, but 1-3 to the under as a favorite. Memphis is 7-14 to the under on the road, 10-17 to the under as a dog. Might be doing it again here. Let's see what you got in the chat. With Pelicans favorite here by 3, Total 233. These two teams did meet in their first meeting of the season, or in their last meeting was 133 to 127. New Orleans got the win on the road as a 4.5 point dog back in November. Memphis did 33 to 128 as a 3.5 point favorite on the road. Let's go to the chat here right now and see what you have with the Grizzlies taking on the Pels here tonight. And we've got here Grizzlies under for Public Enemy. Robert's taking the Grizzlies here. The Gibson ratings right there has this one kind of as a blowout here a little bit. 5 points there for the Gibson ratings tonight. And Chris says that has to be a trigger right there. I think with the Pelicans, maybe he's talking about just the fact that the Pelicans are, I think, rarely a favorite, right? Here they are. They found someone they're a favorite against. They've covered them all 4 as a favorite. And Memphis, in their worst role, they're bad against the spread, period. But actually, as a favorite, they are 10 and 11 against the 10 and 8 against the spread. So, yeah, the dog is not their best role. 9 legacy here, Grizzlies. Money line and the over. Public Enemy says the Pelicans should win. Fernando says Grizzlies plus the points. And Greg says, simple. If Zion plays, this team's going to cover the spread. Zion is the big factor here for Greg tonight. He says if he plays. So, look, there's no indication that Zion will not play here tonight. All right, and let's see. Chris Warren says BI over. Fernando may even go money line here. Terrell says New Orleans will cover tonight. Memphis was rolling for a minute, then Ja got hurt. So, it's funny, right? We kind of make fun of it. Hey, when Ja's out, that's when you go with them. But he did show he does make an impact when he is in there. And no doubt, the Grizzlies have injuries tonight to look at. Ty Jerome, doubtful. Aldama out. Morant's been out here for a while now. So they have some guys right now on the injured list here a little bit. Jordy says Grizzlies here. And Chris says Memphis in pretty bad form. And Steve Lefterian is here. He just loved what he saw in that tennis match there. I was trying to hold on for as long as I could, but we had to get the show started there. So, all right. Hey, I got another under, guys. I've got the under here with the Grizzlies and the Pelicans tonight, I'm afraid. So just taking these unders, I guess, here tonight. Again. Cavaliers on the road taking on the Suns here right now. How about those Suns, huh? Winners of 2 straight. Now, Cleveland is the story coming in. They're on the real winning streak here. So, do have to contend with them in this one. They're on a roll here once again. And look, they're making up for lost time, it feels like right now with the Cavaliers. They did have a uncavalier-like start. We do expect a little bit more from this team this season, but I think now here at 29-20, you got to respect where they're at. Phoenix is 29-19. They've won a couple in a row here as well with wins over Brooklyn and Detroit last night. What a win, 114-96 for the Suns. Pistons came in with some momentum, but I think it's, if you didn't believe in Phoenix already, maybe last night's game, I don't know what you could point to. They just continue to look pretty strong. For Cleveland here, though, they've been winning and covering. They covered last out against the Lakers at home, covered against Orlando at home as a favorite as well. Covered those back-to-back games, actually, against Orlando. Now, they did get caught up laying 13 to the Kings, and it didn't quite work out, but they covered against Charlotte. Cleveland, we've talked about it time and again as far as their good record, 29-20. They're 13-25 against the spread as a favorite. They are favorite here against this Phoenix team. Now, Phoenix is on the back-to-back, so maybe that will be the factor that still keeps you on this hot Cleveland team who's won 5 in a row and gone 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games. Phoenix is 6-3 against the spread against Phoenix in the last 9 matchups. Cleveland's gone under in 4 of their last 5 overall. They're 17-21 to the under as a favorite. Phoenix is 6-18 to the under at home right now. They've gone under in 4 of their last 5. They've gone under in 5 straight at home here. The widely reported steam came on the under, dribbling all the way down here to 221.5. The teams did meet back on New Year's Eve. Cleveland got the win, 129-113. It went over on that night. 6.5-point favorite, though. Cleveland got the money pretty easy there at home. Phoenix comes in here 5-2 straight up in their last 7, 14-6 against the spread in their last 20 games overall. Let's see what you've got here in this one. Cavaliers and Suns. Suns at home. They're on the back-to-back, though, but they are the home dog here and, can show the tendency to cover these games. Okay. Hey, VCU's taking some steam right now. Let's get some steam out there. VCU taking the steam right now in their matchup here tonight with Loyola Chicago. VCU was a 17.5-point favorite. It's up to 19, it looks like here right now, which was the original number, actually. Steam, though, did come in just now on VCU. All right, Cavs to blow them out, says Public Enemy. And the Bills have been making their moves here a little bit there. And you know what? The Raiders, even Davis Webb doesn't want to coach the Raiders. The Raiders have run out of qualified candidates to coach their team. They're going to have to, bring in some type of marginal, I don't say marginal coach, but maybe a coach that off the radar here a little bit. Maybe a name that we have not heard in the coaching mill, if so to speak. I think that's where the problem is right now. They cannot find a coach, the Raiders. Even Davis Webb doesn't want to coach them. John Gruden doesn't want to coach them. They can't get Tomlin out of his contract. The Raiders are screwed. All right, let me hear from you in the chat here. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I got to pick a side sometime here. Quit taking these totals here because I think I'm going to do it again in this one. Cavs money line for Jordy. The Gibson ratings here says take Cleveland here, maybe to lay it. Bobby Mack's on the Suns here. Greg likes Cleveland and under. 9 Legacy says Cavs on the spread. Of Brooks off that 40-point game there, huh? And Terrell says a little bit heavy of a favorite here, despite Cleveland being on fire. Steve likes Cleveland here in this one. All right, and I'll make my call here right now between Cleveland and Phoenix. Look, like I said, I read off some of those numbers there, right? I mean, Phoenix 6-16 to the under at home right now. It's going under here. Look, this thing's already dropped from opener of 224.5 down to 221.5. So no value here, but I'm going under again. I've got another under here on Friday night. I'll come in here with egg on my face tomorrow if all these games go over. All right. And we did kind of bury the lead there, didn't we, last night? Not talking about Cooper Flagg and that incredible performance in the loss to Charlotte. There came the youngest player ever to score 45 points in a game. Became the youngest player to the youngest player to score 49 points or something like that. Just a terrific effort there as he was up against his old buddy Con Kneppel there. All right, let's see here. Chris should have been on the Suns last night. And Chris says, you know what, Brooks is hard trying, and maybe they should, utilize sometimes scoring instead of just labeling a player as one-dimensional.
Steam play.
All right. Harvard and Brown. We have Brown taking the steam here in this one against Harvard. Harvard was a 2.5-point favorite, but Brown here taking the steam right now. It's down to 1.5. Brown just took the steam against Harvard in Ivy League action here tonight. All right. And we do, unfortunately, he didn't have a flag in his lineup. He left him on his bench because of the injury list or something there. Greg was on Penn State yesterday. What's that? Okay, here we go. Let's keep it moving here right now with the Brooklyn Nets are taking on the Utah Jazz. Well, we got to cover them all here on a slow night, that's for sure. Both teams coming in here on losing streaks. One's a little worse than the other. For the Nets, they come in here having lost 7 straight. Right now, they are 4-2 against the spread in their last 6 games. Are the Nets here? They did cover in their last 2 losses to Denver and Phoenix. They also covered against Boston. They're actually 3-1 against the spread in their last 4, despite this losing streak here right now. Here's a little bit more steam here on a Friday. IU Indianapolis and Youngstown State steam to the under here. Look, this IU Indy team, they're kind of fraudulent when you want to play fast and you can't even go over. This one's moved from 156 or 158 down to 155 or lower here. IU Indy thinks they're a track meet team, and then they still can't go over in their games. Okay, here we go, though. That's Nets and the Jazz here. So the Nets have covered 3 of their last 4 games, despite that 7-game losing streak right now. Utah, they've lost 4 in a row, and they've failed to cover in all of them, and they were underdogs in all of them against San Antonio, Miami, the Clippers, and Golden State. Tough schedule, yes, but no covers at all. They've gone 1-8 straight up in their last 9, 1-4 or 0-4 ATS here in the 4 straight losses. Utah's gone over in 6 of their last 9 overall. Brooklyn has gone over in 5 of their last 7. 7 of the last 10 meetings, however, between these 2 teams, basically out of the pandemic, have gone under when these 2 teams have met.
Steam play.
Also here, these 2 teams did meet back in December. It was 123 to 110 in favor of the Jazz. The Jazz have won the last 3 meetings. They covered that spread in that one, laying 5.5 points there. So let's see what you have here in this one. I'm going to take the Utah Jazz in this game. Look, 2 bad teams. Both of them not playing well. I'd rather just take the home team here. There is a little bit of injury news, I guess, here right now in this one. I think I went out of order there. I skipped the old Clippers game there. We'll fix it in just a second here, though. Lauri Markkanen is out. Usually it's no Markkanen, no bet, even for me, someone who really doesn't believe in things like that, but it's almost a trend unto itself. Kevin Love questionable, Nurkic questionable, Cody Williams questionable here. Georges Niang still out. For Brooklyn here, Williams is questionable, Cam Thomas questionable, Demon is questionable, Clowney is questionable here. So enough guys are missing here. I'm going to take Utah to win this one at home. Give me the Jazz here tonight. I'll look at the plays in the chat in this one, but I'm on the Jazz here. All right, and let's see here. Let's see here. Chris says they did cover that game last night against the Nets against the Nuggets after all, right? And the funny thing about it was what the spread. What was it? It was low, right? Because of the injury factor, they were only getting 6.5 or so, and still 7.5, and got the money. Greg has it as kind of a revenge game maybe here for the Nets. He's going to take Brooklyn. I'm sure that they're steaming. They're probably like, we got to get back at them after that game last month. 3 weeks ago. So they're probably been waiting for this one. No wonder Brooklyn can't beat anybody. They've been waiting for this game. 9 legacy here on the money line for Brooklyn. Robert likes the Jazz here with me. And I think somebody's 1-7 there, says we do. Steve says he'll take the Jazz. Jordy's on the Jazz as well. And Greg says the favorites will cover 85% of these games here. Well, let's see. There are 9 games, so I guess they'll cover probably 8 of them. All right. Terrell says a little bit of a tough situation there, maybe for Brooklyn. You play in Denver, and then you're playing Utah. That kind of makes it tough as well. And Chris said he had Brooklyn and then Denver in a money line parlay. And Robert says Brooklyn terrible on no rest. 1-7 ATS. Wow. Give me Utah for sure. Okay, I did mess up the order here. Ugh, I hate when I do that. This one, the Clippers and the Nuggets. This one's actually at 9:10 Eastern, 6:10 Pacific, with the Clippers on the road here, favored at the Nuggets, down to 6.5, huh? Maybe even seeing some 6s out there with the Clips on the road taking on the Nuggets here. Clippers have won 3 in a row. They're looking again here, covering these spreads too. Covered against the Lakers, covered against Brooklyn, covered against Utah. Well, those are not tough teams, and the Nuggets are still kind of tough, even without Jokic right now. They're still covering like nobody's business. They really haven't missed a beat when it comes to covering the spread since he's been out. Yes, they have lost a couple of games in there where the spread kind of indicated, hey, the Denver Nuggets might not compete in this game, and then that's exactly what's kind of happened. But other than that, they pretty much get the job done. They didn't cover the game there last night, like we said, but they did win against Brooklyn. They covered against Detroit at home as a big dog. They won and covered against Milwaukee. They won and covered against Washington. Now the Clippers are really putting it down on some teams. Remember that streak when they covered all those games, winning by 20 points and covering the spread? They're kind of looking like that again here right now. But Denver's still pretty tough at home. I mean, they're 11-5 against the spread as an underdog, 28-20 against the spread overall. They are, I say, tough at home, but they are just 11-11 ATS right now. Clippers are covering some spreads here for sure. Like I said, not only 3 straight here right now, but also have covered 8 of their last 10 overall. They've won 9 of their last 10 and gone 8-2 in their last 10 games against the spread. They've lost 4 out of the last 5 to the Nuggets, and they've gone 0-4-1 against the spread in those 5 games. Denver's won 7 of their last 10, but went just 1-4 ATS at home here. But I think getting the points, I'm interested in taking the points again with Denver. They are just 1-4 against the spread at home in their last 5 home games, but yeah, they had some tough matchups in there. I think I'd rather try Denver here plus the points tonight against the Clippers, despite the role the Clippers are on. Kawhi is questionable here for the Nuggets. Christian Brown, he's questionable. Aaron Gordon, unfortunately, is out. It's built in, but he's going to miss 4 to 6 weeks, and that might be just to reevaluate where he stands right now with a hamstring injury here. So they're going to be missing Gordon here for an extended period right now, and that's an important player, especially when you're missing Jokic right now. Let's see what you have in the chat here, though, in this one. Under here for Steve. Yeah, I'd probably be doing that, right? The Gibson ratings here has it kind of right on there a little bit. Terrell says will be bounce back cover for Denver after failing to cover last one. They still won the game, right? But they were favored. Here they're getting the points. Sometimes, like I said, the spread seems to be dictating what happens with the Nuggets a little bit since Jokic's injury, but they've had some covers as underdogs here for sure.
Critical notice.
And Greg said the Clippers did beat them here. So, all right. And let's see here. Why can't the Celtics lose tonight? Markel says, take the Kings on the money line. Greg says Denver should have lost to Brooklyn. Hopefully my computer doesn't start to crash. I was getting mad last night, didn't I? And then I tried to, I was on tilt. All right, a 3-team parlay here for Greg. Clippers, Brooklyn, and Cleveland. Fernando said the Nets still covered. Clippers money line here for Jordy. And Fernando's on the Nets. Greg says Denver just can't beat this team right now. All right. There is one. There are. Let me get this. Let me get all this out of the way here. Let me. I was getting mad, Jordy. So what I did was, you don't care, but I had a lot of. I probably have too much stuff on my computer on the little Mac that I use here. I'm not one. I pretend I'm busy, so I never put the files in the trash can and eliminate it. So I don't know. I was trying to figure out, am I just using up too much memory or something? So threw away a bunch of old videos that I made and figured that's probably the problem. So hopefully it works all the way here. Maybe I'm frozen, Greg. Maybe I need to cry. Okay, let's continue on here right now. I got one more, I think, here in the NBA. Yes, I do. I took the Nuggets in that one. Hey, we got here the Pistons taking on the Warriors. How about this one with the Warriors at home? They're favored here by 1.5. Is that right? 224.5 here right now. I think the spread's higher than that, isn't it? Yeah, it is. I'm showing the Warriors up to a 3-point favorite at circa 2.5 and a lot of other books. Big move here on the Warriors. Total 224.5. Let's see what's going on here with the Pistons. I mean, the Warriors have their own set of issues here. It's, you still got, Butler, he's out indefinitely here. Warriors figuring how can they get involved in the Giannis sweepstakes, but they don't have the right pieces, everyone says, for them. Now, they do have some money, but they'd have to get pretty creative here, it feels like. Detroit's won 9 of their last 12 coming in, but just 3-6 against the spread in their last 9 games overall. Detroit's lost 8 of the last 10 meetings to Golden State, but this is a new, not new Pistons team, but they're definitely playing at their peak here, it feels like. Golden State's 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 at home. They've covered 8 of their last 12 overall coming in. Golden State's gone over in 6 of their last 8. Detroit's gone under in 11 of their last 13 games. They've been a hardcore under, actually, here of late. Detroit is coming in off that loss to Phoenix last night, and they did fail to cover the spread. They're actually just 1-3 against the spread in their last 4 games overall, although the Pistons are 7-1 against the spread as an underdog this season. That might be something to consider. That's a pretty good record. Golden State is 14-10 against the spread at home. Also, Golden State is 24-12 to the over as a favorite, although Detroit definitely trends under. 8-13 to the under on the road so far this season, and they are, like I said, they've been going under here consistently over the last 3+ weeks. So let's see what you have here in this one with Detroit and the Warriors. These two teams have not yet met this season. Go to the chat. And we've got, here we go. Public Enemy's on the Warriors. Greg says, I've got to get a new computer. This one's actually just a couple years old, but I've always been a Mac guy. Funny, I use a Mac. I say I'm a Mac guy. I've got iPhones and the Mac, but everything else is PC. Probably because I don't want to buy multiple Macs. I guess the PCs are so much cheaper, and they don't do that much. Okay, Greg here says Warriors will win this one by 1 point. That's very close. And Markel says, whenever Detroit goes on a little bit of a skid, they always bounce back. This one's pretty tough, though. This one feels awkward, actually, for Detroit. Now, look, they've been terrific, but they do come in here, obviously, on the back-to-back here while Golden State is rested off of the win over Utah, 140 to 124. They did crush them on the road. But, yeah, Butler, we know he's out, right? But let's see. Cryer out for the Warriors. LeVert out for the Pistons. Not much on the report there. And Terrell says Pistons have not beat the Warriors in over a couple of years here. It's been all Warriors when these two teams have met. Very interesting. Detroit's gone just 2-8 in their last 10 games against the Warriors overall. Warriors have gone over in 6 of their last 8. I'm going to go over. I'm going over in this one. Yes, I'm taking an over tonight, and I'll take it here with the Pistons and the Warriors. Give me the over. The Warriors are the over team. Pistons definitely go under, but I'm going to take the Warriors here. 24-12 to the over is a favorite. That's pretty substantial. Maybe it can overcome that. Definitely a run of unders here for Detroit. Okay. Greg says take Detroit. 9 Legacy Nuggets spread over the Pistons there. Robert's on the Warriors. Jordy's on the Pistons. And Markel says, I don't look like an Apple guy, right? I'm an Apple guy. One of the first jobs I had was this is how old it was, but I mean, I started in computer business as a computer. I can't write any code or anything, but kind of lucked into a job right when they were starting to use computers for things like the company I worked for did screen printing software, and I would put extra RAM in computers, test them, and send them out with a software package, and then I traveled around the country to trade shows. That was a pretty cool job for, I wasn't even, I must have been 19, 20 years old. All right, let's see. Greg says every team last game on the road usually wins. All right. All right, I think that's it for that one. And I'll take the over here in that one with the Pistons and the Warriors. All right. Appreciate that, fam. I think that's it for the NBA. I want to thank everyone for the comments there in the chat. And we're going to go to the colleges next here. All right, let's go to college ball here right now. I think we have a few more comments there. Terrell, let's see. Markel says, give me the Clippers after what the Nuggets did to them last night. Okay, there we go. And I think We Do says something about the Warriors in there. I hope I got it right. All right, we're going to go to college ball here next. Good little college card here. We're going to take a look at a few games. I want to mention, here we go. Let's first cover this news, if you will. Here, there are 2 write-in games. Okay, Georgia Southern and UL Monroe, a write-in game here. Actually, we're going to cover that, and we will cover that one. So let's see if we can't. We'll cover it here in just a moment. And another write-in game between. Let's see here. We got it here. This one's just Rice and Charlotte. Rice and Charlotte is an added game here, and in that one it is Charlotte by 6, and the total 143. Charlotte is at home in that one, and the total is 143. So I did see that here just a short time ago. It was like I didn't know that was even a game until a short time ago. They kind of popped it up here. So we do have that additional game. I don't even know if I have it looked at it. It was something that was kind of added to the schedule here today, maybe on some of that. We've had those, obviously, some cancellations and stuff like that. So, all right. We'll start off with that. I did do the Georgia Southern and Monroe game because that one was already programmed, and it is a day game here, our only day game. So let's take a look at that. Here we go. All right, Georgia Southern taking on UL Monroe, college basketball action. I'm ready to go now here. I'm trying to figure out about that Rice and Charlotte game. I know it was made up because of the weather situation there that we've been having, but I did not even know it was a game. Otherwise, I might have taken a look at it here, that write-in game. But this also is a write-in game, Georgia Southern at UL Monroe. Georgia Southern comes in here right now having lost 4 of their last 5 games coming in. They're 0-5 against the spread in their last 5 games overall. This one is at 3 p.m. Eastern and noon Pacific time here. The line is definitely moved here. Georgia Southern is up to 12.5 here, actually. So they're actually laying a pretty big number. And the total here is actually at, let's call it 161.5 maybe right now. There we go. Georgia Southern loses of 3 straight. It's not a great game, that's for sure, but hey, it's the only day game. Georgia Southern with 3 straight losses, 5 straight losses against the spread coming in. They are 6-5 against the spread as a favorite if you're looking for a positive. Monroe here, meanwhile, they've covered 6 of their last 10, but they're on a losing streak too here, even longer than Georgia Southern's 3-game losing streak. Monroe's lost 10 in a row here and gone 4-2 though against the spread in their last 6. They're usually they're getting too many points a lot of times. They just covered against Appalachian State, getting 16.5 in a 59-43 loss. They covered by 0.5 point. They also covered getting 14.5 here against Southern Miss, and they covered getting 7.5 against UL Lafayette. So I don't know. Can you take them here, getting these points in this one, despite the 10-game losing streak right now? Let's hear in the chat. We got to pick some games here, and why not pick the day game? But it does feel a little bit awkward here with this 10-game losing streak and getting a dozen points, and the move is clearly on Georgia Southern, it feels like here right now. So let's go to the chat, see what you have here with these two. Monroe here has gone over in 15 of their last 20. Georgia Southern's gone over in 6 of their last 8 games, but 11 of the last 15 meetings between these two teams have gone under. These two teams have not yet met here this season. They are a combined 26-13, however, to the over, but I don't know. This total does look kind of high. Georgia Southern 7-3 to the over on the road. UL Monroe 11-4 to the over as an underdog here. So, all right, let's go to the chat here in this one. If you like it, here we go. All right, and Nuke says Georgia Southern. He'll take it. He'll lay it with Georgia Southern, since both teams are coming off a cancellation yesterday, remember, on that schedule. Okay, yeah, thanks, Nuke. I didn't know that. I know we had that Chicago State game canceled, right? But, oh, yeah, there was a Georgia Southern Monroe game postponed from yesterday, right? But what about the Rice and Charlotte? I don't see that one. Okay, it doesn't matter. They're playing tonight. Public Enemy liking Georgia Southern here. Charlotte under, and uh, Charlotte under spread. Georgia Southern under spread. Thank you, Nine Legacy. And it looks like Nuke says, look out, that steam came in on Georgia Southern there. We do says, miss all the shots, Georgia Southern. Get that thing out of my face, you thug. I don't know. Did I say it right? Greg here. Greg likes Georgia Southern in this one. Robert, yeah, in fact, you're right, Robert. They're playing this one at Grambling. Good point there. I don't know if it was, because of if it was originally scheduled there. I'm not sure, but yeah, this one's being played at Grambling there. So I don't know if it's totally neutral there, right? I don't know who would favor. Are they really going to pack them in there? Greg says will be Smack City. Robert liking the over here in this one. All right, man. I don't know if I can go over in this game. Give me Georgia Southern here to roll. I'll take Georgia Southern to crush. This one looks tough here. Just give me Georgia Southern minus the points. All right, let's go to a good one here in the MAC with Kent State taking on Akron here on Friday night. Kent State winners of a couple in a row here, but it's Akron that's been on fire here right now. These two teams, second and third place in the MAC right now. Of course, Miami of Ohio leads the MAC, but these teams are right behind them. Miami of Ohio, like we said, man, this is getting awkward here. Sometimes the MAC sometimes just a one bid conference, and Miami of Ohio, they might have to win the conference tournament despite what they're doing here with the undefeated record and everything, leading atop the standings 9-0 in conference play. Akron coming in 8-1, Kent coming in 7-2. So good game here between the second and third place teams, and you got Akron with Tavari Johnson, probably the player of the year in the conference here. Akron, like I said, yes, Kent has won several in a row here right now, but Akron is on a long winning streak too. Kent with consecutive wins here over Ohio U and Eastern Michigan, although they lost to the Redhawks in a 107-101 loss. Remember, that one did go overtime, but they gave them a scare, couldn't get by them. That's what's happening with Miami of Ohio right now. Been just incredible. Kent comes in here having won 16 of their last 20 games overall. They're just 2-7 against the spread in their last 9 games overall. Kent's 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 against Akron. These two teams haven't quite met yet this season. Akron's won all 20 games, but they've won 7 of the last 8 games at home against Kent. So they have kind of had their number here overall when the teams have met head to head. It's been mostly an Akron series when these two teams have met. So let's see what you got though here. You got to lay 11.5, and Kent's pretty good. Yes, Akron is very good, but Kent is no slouch, I don't think. But I don't know. They're still favored by 11.5. I'm going to take Kent. Just prove me wrong. If Akron crushes them, they crush them. But Kent's been just fine. Maybe because Akron's got that long winning streak, they're the more impressive team. If you look at don't look at the spread records. I wouldn't repeat them here if I'm going to take Kent, but got to do my job. Kent is just 2-5 against the spread in their last 7 games overall, and Akron's 10-8 as a favorite ATS. So we've got here Robert is on Kent. The Gibson ratings, though, are on Akron here for sure. D-Money likes Kent plus the points. Greg says Akron in the under for him. Public Enemy will take Akron on the money line. Nuke says, I can't lay 11.5 here with 2 good teams like this. Akron, yes, they are covering here more games than Kent, and Kent does have a poor spread record, but mostly because they've been favored, right, in a lot of games. This is only the second time that Kent's been an underdog all season. So I think you can kind of throw out the bad spread, the poor spread record. They're laying points a lot. Okay. Weedu says he lost on Akron already. And Greg says Kent will get blown out here. 9 legacy on Kent plus the spread. And Fernando, I said, look, I think he's saying there's a move to the under in this game, huh? I'm surprised by that because I would think, let me see here, I think mostly of the over here. 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Kent's gone over in 5 of their last 7. Okay, and Public Enemy taking Akron on the spread there. And Terrell says that total, is it? Do I have it too on the screen too low here? Yeah, opened as high as 171.5, and now you got to update it to at least 166 right now. I don't know what's going on with that move because I don't. To me, okay, maybe if it stays under, it stays under. But I mean, it's not gonna. I don't think this is gonna be a game that stays under and it's like 143 or something. I think if it stays under, it's gonna be like 165. So to me, I think it's got a better chance to go over, I think, than under. I know that. Can I say it like that? It's like maybe more appropriately, it's like more likely to be 175 than 155. That's what I think. All right, let's keep it moving here. I've got some other good games lined up here to talk about, some other conference action anyway. Let's go to the MAAC here with Fairfield taking on Iona. Iona, 3-point favorite. Iona's had a few issues here of late, but now they've won 2 straight. Once again, with wins here over Manhattan and Merrimack that got the money. Fairfield, meanwhile, off of a pair of wins over Canisius and Niagara, but they failed to cover actually in 4 straight games coming into this one. For Fairfield here, they've won 5 of their last 7 overall, but failed to cover in 5 of their last 6. Fairfield's just 2-4 against the spread. Their last 6 against Iona. They've lost 8 of the last 10 to the Gales overall. Iona's 4-2 straight up and against the spread in their last 6 games. They've gone under in 9 straight games, have the Iona Gales, and they've gone under in 5 straight here at home right now. They are 7-15 to the under this season, 3-8 to the under at home. For Fairfield, they're 7-4 to the over on the road, 5-3 to the over as a dog. Iona's been an okay cover, 7-4 against the spread at home, but Fairfield just 7-14 against the spread overall. In addition to they're 13-9 overall. And take a look at the standings here in the MAAC right now. You have Iona here at 6-5 coming in. Fairfield is 5-6, so kind of in the middle of the standings here. Merrimack's 9-2, St. Peter's 8-2, Siena 7-3, Marist 7-4. So one of those where every team has a different record. Okay, let's see what you got here. If you want to play along at home here with me, Fairfield and Iona here in this one. I'm actually going under here in this game. I'm kind of leaning towards those Iona trends here, I think, as far as those low-scoring games. Give me the under here in this one with Fairfield and Iona. All right, Greg here. I think he likes Iona there to edge him out, maybe an over. Nuke is on Iona. Says the spread's now 3.5 here in this one. And Robert is also on it here at 3.5. So maybe we should just update it here real quick because looks like 3.5 all over the place. And Greg's cousin played for the Gales, it looks like. How about that? Okay, let me update the spread there. There we go. Oops. Wait a minute. There we go. 3.5. There it is. I'll take the under though in this one at. And I better update that total. It's obvious it has gone under here. 146.5. Some 147s out there, but I don't want to cheat myself there or bend the line. I'm going under here. Let me mark that actually. Let me mark that total moving lower. I'm on the under here with this one. These two teams have not yet met this season, although last year here at Iona it was 87-64. Iona did crush them, laying 5.5. Iona got the win in the cover there. All right. Next up, I got to stop by in the Ivy Leagues here today. Maybe check some action out here between Penn and Columbia tonight. Columbia 5.5 point favorite, total 151.5 here. Let me move the total a little bit. Yeah, there we go. All right. For Penn, they come in here 9-9. Columbia 13-6 right now. Now look, Yale is by far and away probably the best team here in the Ivy League. I think that is a given. I think most people understand that is the case. Got Columbia coming in here 2-3. Penn comes in here 2-3 as well. So interesting matchup here anyway. Columbia coming in off of a win, falling 3 straight losses. Beat Dartmouth 79-69 last time out. Before that, lost to Harvard, Brown, and Yale. Penn is 10-7 against the spread, 6-3 against the spread on the road. Columbia just 3-7 against the spread in their last 10 games overall. Coming into this one, see what you got here in the chat with these two tonight. The Penn at Columbia here on Friday night in the Ivy League. And I'll give my play, but Penn has covered 7 of their last 8 games overall. They've also covered 5 of the last 7 meetings against the Lions. Penn has won 6 of those 7 games. Penn's gone under in 11 of their last 15 games overall, although they are 5-3 to the over on the road. Columbia is 8-5 to the over as a favorite. They've gone over in 9 of their last 13. 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams have gone over. Columbia comes in here just 2-6 against the spread in their last 8 games, although they have gone here 13-6 straight up so far this season. And Penn just 2-7 straight up on the road. Columbia 7-1 straight up at home. Okay, let's go to the chat and see if this one has any interest tonight with Penn taking on Columbia here. All right. Robert's on the under here in this one. I think Greg favors Penn there. I'm going to say he favors Penn in the under. Penn on the spread for 9 legacy. Public Enemies on the under. Man, you guys are on the under. I'm on the Greg's Penn. I'm on the over, guys. I'm on the over here in this one with Penn and Columbia. Columbia, like I said, yeah, they might be the slightly over team. They are 3 overs and 3 unders at home, but like I said, Penn, for a team that does trend under, they are 5-3 to the over on the road. I'm going to take the over. All right, we got the big one here of the night for sure. Michigan and Michigan State. The big game here. You got 2 top 7 teams, number 3 Michigan and number 7 Michigan State. Even if they weren't ranked, it's still a big game, right? But both teams come in hot. Both teams come in ranked here, so should be an awesome game for a Friday night light schedule here with this one. Michigan comes in here with a poor spread record despite going 19-1 this season. Michigan State's 19-2, but Michigan State, both their losses have come as an underdog. For Michigan here, they're just 2-5 against the spread on the road, 7-11 against the spread as a favorite, 3-7 against the spread in their last 10 games. They've failed to cover in 7 straight games right now, despite winning 5 straight. Michigan State, meanwhile, is on a 7-game winning streak, and they've covered 4 of their last 5. Michigan's gone under in 5 straight. Michigan State's gone under in 7 of their last 8, and 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone under. They're a combined 13-28 to the under this season. Michigan is 2-5 to the under on the road, and Michigan State's 4-11 to the under at home. And the total, though, 146.5. It's not exactly high like a Big Ten game might be. In fact, it's up to 147.5, maybe even 148. I think there's some room to work with there with this one. But I'm going to take Michigan State to pull this one off. Look,
Final.
somebody was saying earlier, I don't want to say Michigan struggled. You're not going to say that at all. I mean, they're 17-1 here, or 19-1 here. But again, they don't do a good job covering the spread here. Michigan State's done a little bit better job anyway. Let's see what you got in the chat here. Michigan State under for Public Enemy. Wolverines for Andrew K. Greg here, I think, likes Sparty. Yes, he does. He likes Sparty to win. And so does Robert. He likes Sparty. Terrell likes the over. He says Michigan will force the tempo on the road despite Michigan State style. All right, he got me there, Terrell. I'm going to go under, I think, in the game, but make Michigan State my official play on the show. Nuke says take Spartans here on the money line. Yeah, it should be close and a good game, huh? Worthy of feature game status here tonight. These two teams obviously coming in here with terrific records. Just 3 losses between them. Terrell's looking forward to that one, huh? All right. Yeah, so just bizarre, though, for Michigan. They just ended up playing. Look, they were laying 11.5 to Nebraska. They were laying 16.5 to Ohio State. They were laying 15.5 to Indiana, 18.5 to Oregon, 12.5 to Washington. Didn't cover any of them. Can't get the money. But this one, obviously, we're just got to pick them here at least. But for Michigan State, they did fail last time against Rutgers, but we had Rutgers in that game plus the points. They actually did cover. But before that, Michigan State covered against Maryland, covered against Oregon, covered against Washington, covered against Indy, all favored in those games. So I think you got to give Michigan State a lot of credit. They've been kind of the team that has been, not going to say overlooked at all, but it's been all Michigan this season, hasn't it? It's been about Michigan, and Michigan State's just kind of laying in the weed-oo a little bit. So Michigan's going to play a real good team tonight in East Lansing. All right. Hey, I still got a couple more here on a light night. We're looking at college basketball. Heck, why not? Got to take a look at these St. Louis Billikens. Not a close game here according to the spread, but you're still playing Dayton. But Dayton's lost 3 in a row here right now with losses to LaSalle, St. Joe's, and Rhode Island. They were favored in all those games and flat out lost. St. Louis, meanwhile, has been terrific with this current winning streak that they're on. They've won, I believe, 10 in a row here right now. 17 straight wins at home dating back to last year. Dayton here does come in just 2-5 against the spread on the road. St. Louis is 9-5 against the spread at home, 11-7 against the spread as a favorite. St. Louis has gone under in 5 straight. Dayton's gone under in 7 of their last 9, and 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone under. These two teams have not yet played this season. But, still a pretty good game. I mean, it is Dayton after all, but this St. Louis team right now comes in 20-1 overall, ranked 21st, by the way, here in this one. This one should be good, man. This is going to be a high-scoring game. Come on. Isn't it? I know that Dayton's been trending under here, and St. Louis isn't necessarily a big over team right now, but to me, this matchup just to me, it says over. Maybe it's more the eye test with me in this one. Last year's games both went under, but I'm taking the over here. St. Louis has been, uh, to me, that strong right now. Look, they don't have a lot of overs to show for what's been going on. In fact, St. Louis kind of does it with defense. Dayton's offense is not great, that's for sure. But man, St. Louis, they not only a good defense, but I'm taking the over here. I don't know. Let's see what you got. Hello to Lamont Williams. Wow, Lamont, good to see you. Man. Okay, let's see. Jerry said could be another upset. Too many points, says Greg. Take Dayton plus the points. Greg here says an 82 to 73. Robert's on Dayton here. Robert's going on the over in this one. Might be more just the eye test or the overall handicap here. Fernando's on Dayton. I'm just taking the over. I'm taking the over. All right, and it's Fremont Cannon time here, basketball style. They don't really play for the Fremont Cannon in basketball, but if they were a football game, that's what they do. When UNLV takes on Nevada here in the Mountain West tonight, you got UNLV 10-10. Man, they really threw in a clunker last. They are up and down. They're mostly down, but lost 2 in a row here. Nevada's won 3 of 4 coming in. Vegas lost that last game 89 to 61 to New Mexico. They got beat by San Diego State as well. So kind of losing contact a little bit here. Pastner's come in here. I know some guys have been calling to already get rid of Pastner here. They just brought him in, give him some time at least right now, but it has been a little bit of a struggle here. UNLV still 5-4 in conference play. Nevada 7-3, actually doing a pretty darn good job. They're favored by 8.5 here in this one. Nevada's been kind of on a roll here. They've won 3 of their last 4, and they've been a pretty strong cover for most of the season here, or at least especially of late. Nevada here has covered 6 straight games. I have them 5-0-1, but some people may have given them a cover in that game against Air Force as a 15-point favorite in that one. UNLV here is gone 7-3 in their last 10 games on the road. They're just 5-11 in their last 16 against Nevada, going 2-6 in their last 8 on the road in Reno. Nevada's gone over in 4 of their last 6, but this series has gone under in 7 of the last 9. Nevada's won 11 of their last 15 games overall coming into this one. I've got this one as a blowout. I'm taking Nevada here to win by double digits tonight against UNLV. Give me the Wolfpack here in this one. All right, let's see here. Thank you, Lamont. Good to have you. Good to see you there in the chat again. All right. I think you guys were talking a little Dayton basketball. Did I skip the Dayton plays in there? Robert's on Nevada here with me. He typed it in before I said anything. Greg here, though, he likes UNLV, I think, in this one. And Weedu's already handicapping for Saturday. Yeah, it's going to be a big card. And Greg said UNLV gonna. All right. I'll take Nevada in that one. Nevada gonna. I guess that's it for the college basketball here on Friday, but enjoy the college basketball card. Very manageable. We've only got one game to look at on the ice. Oh my gosh. And then the show's over here on the morning steam. Columbus is on the road here, taking on the Chicago Blackhawks. We know Columbus right now. Hey, they're looking pretty good here of late, and they're favored here. They've won 3 in a row once again with wins over Dallas, Tampa Bay, and Philadelphia. That's not an easy schedule for the Blackhawks here. Oh boy, they're back to the losing ways, it feels like right now. They've lost 6 of their last 7 at home, lost 4 of their last 5 overall. Columbus has beaten Chicago in 5 straight meetings coming into this one. Man, is it really up to $1.50 here? Ugh. Yeah, for the most part, maybe maybe $1.45 or so, but 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams in Chicago have gone over. 5 of the last 7 overall have gone over. Chicago's gone over in 4 of their last 5 games overall, despite the fact they've been trending under most of the season. In fact, they are 11-18 to the under at home. Columbus, meanwhile, has been an over. They're 11-5 to the over as a favorite. So maybe we'll see some goals here in this one. It is 6.5 after all. Although there are 6 over 20s out there a little bit. Let's see what you think here in this one. I think it's Jet Greaves and Spencer Knight going in this one. All right, here we go. I'm going with Columbus. I know it's $1.50, but I'm gonna go with Columbus tonight. Here, yeah, $1.45. Maybe I get away with $1.45, but I think I like the totals of premium, so I got to lay the juice here a little bit with this one tonight. One game. What are you going to do if you like the favorite? I like the favorite. Public Enemy's on the Blue Jackets here. Hello to Wine Time. Good morning. Public Enemy rolled in hockey yesterday. All right. Thank you, Fernando. And Robert on Columbus here. Greg says take the Blue Jackets 4-3. We just been hot in hockey, and there's only one hockey game, and I've been hot in hockey too. Well, we'll just have to look forward to Saturday. Why not have 15 games on a Thursday, 1 game on a Friday, a bunch of games on a Saturday? I don't like that, but we know it's not a conspiracy to play all the games on one day. All right, I guess the show's over. Thanks, everybody, for joining me here on the Morning Steam Show. There is a little bit of soccer internationally. Serie A today and La Liga both play. Bundesliga's got a game in France as well. 3 games in Liga MX tonight. It's going to do it here and the computer's working, so we can do the drawing. Let's hear from Mikey first, and we'll do the drawing, and then we'll get on out of here.
Hey, it's Mikey Money here, letting you know the Sports Money team is live on Winnable. Come check out our best bets.
For a low monthly cost, you get the very best bets delivered instantly to your phone by text the moment they're locked in. No delays, no missed lines, just the smartest plays at the best odds.
We do the work, you get the plays, and they're sent right to your phone right when we drop them.
Don't wait, don't guess, don't miss the line. Join the winning team today and start cashing tickets with Winnable.
All right, let's do the drawing here right now, maybe by special request. Here's Bar in the Bar's here, everybody. Oh, man, Bar. Great to see him in there. He says, what about Wright here against Wisconsin, Milwaukee? Special request here. Bar gets what Bar wants, that's for sure. So let me see if I do have. I'll just be honest, if I don't have the pick ready to go, I'll just not go, but I think we might have it here. Let's see what we got here with Wright and Wisconsin, Milwaukee here. Oh, no, I've been a Bar. Let's wait on that one. You know what? I might make sure we get that out in the package, Bar. Let's do that here. I hope I do anyway. Not quite ready to go in that game, Bar. You're the man. Okay, let me do the drawing here and see who wins. 27 will be lined up. Greg, Trevor, Wine Time, Damian, Jordy, Fernando, Nuke, James Parm, Nicholas Handy. The winner's Wine Time. Wine Time wins, everybody. Wine Time, you can use the promo code winner if you want to get those plays from me. Just check them out. You don't need to play them, you know that, but you can see what I'm on here on these premium plays over at winnable.com. Thank you to Wine Time. the winner in the chat contest today. All right, Wine Time wins, everybody. It's going to do it here for the Morning Steam show. Be back tomorrow with more Morning Steam. I think Mikey will be around today. I'm not sure. I know the weather, everything's kind of been a little bit tough here for Mikey this week. So I know we haven't had all the shows in there, but man, I'd join you more if I could here. We need to get on the air more often here right now with college basketball, but just having trouble working it out here. So hopefully we can find our way along the airwaves somewhere here along the line. If not on the Sports Money Network, maybe we can land somewhere to get on the air here for some great coverage. Okay, let's see here real quick. A few more comments here. Thank you to Jordy out there. Phil Eagle Flyer, nice to see you today. He's got some wins there in some of those games with Lens, with Lazio, with Travanspor in there. Al Nassar game there. Okay. Robert's going to be digging deep there in some of the soccer action. All right, that's going to do it. Thanks a lot, everyone. We'll catch you tomorrow. More Morning Steam. Also, check out, we're going to be on Saturday. I know that's for sure. We're going to be on live with the UFC coverage from Australia here this weekend. Should note the card starts pretty much at a normal time, despite being over there in Australia. I think it is at 5:35 Eastern, 2:35 Pacific time here. So make sure you catch VB MMA picks. We previewed the card here for Saturday night, including that featherweight championship with the champ Alexander Volkanovski going up against Diego Lopez. We saw the face-offs there on Thursday. And also we previewed Fiziev and Mauricio Hufi in the lightweight bout. We also previewed Malcone and Therese Finney, the first three-time DWCS winner who finally got into the UFC but had to earn a split decision win in his first matchup. But check that out. Check out VB MMA picks as we get ready for the action here this weekend with the guys for the UFC coverage. I'm pretty sure we'll be on the air for that on Saturday night. So be joining us for that. All right, it's going to do it for the Sports Money Network. I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
Break one for cover. That's gonna cover. That's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the Morning Steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money.